Where'd Shionne go? How could she just go off on her own? Shionne. Shionne! It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Rolron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time.
Huh?
The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shionne. But tell me how... How is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shionne, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first, but ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
they will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renis Alma on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
But that's too much. It's way too much. When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Dahnans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shionne!
Alphen?
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being a slave. How can you endure this?
Alphen.
It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. Fight until the end together. Isn't that what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shionne, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shionne is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstance, The end of...
I believe...
As a friend, still.
No,
We have so many...
So we...
Well...
Yeah,
Right. Let's return...
So but what?
As for...
You know...
Can you blame... When one read... Especially...
Dohali?
I imagine... As for what...
How you hold...
Who, me?
Yes,
Oh, that?
compared to what... Still. Shionne...
Yeah,
I'm being... She really...
I just... Those...
You can say... I have my...
Agreed.
Did you?
You mean about...
Yeah, it's like a...
You and me.
You?
That's what I...
At least...
I don't think...
Yeah.
I know.
Hey,
Zephyr.
I guess you...
Law.
Sorry. We'll need all... probably...
Yeah. Can't sleep?
After
Fair enough.
Shionne, but
I know.
she was...
I'm sure.
You...
Yeah, you were a good...
Yeah, when you think... But over time... No, I think it...
Rinwell. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but work as much as I try to...
You're not the only...
Hey. That's okay. I was different in that room because until that moment, I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword. But after that, it didn't matter then. I didn't want to die.
Shionne.
But then, I realized. Don't worry. I've met too many, so I'll fight. I don't know how we're...
It's going to be... I swear.
Thank you.
Remember what we...
Yeah.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegus.
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better...
Law, don't say that!
Speaking of...
The name.
Well, after...
Fall Nights.
Huh?
It means owl.
I like it.
Not sure...
Okay, people. And then... All right.
You know, I can still hardly believe...
Believe what?
I mean, just
Now that you mention
from up here...
nothing like kinda makes the...
How much longer in...
There are better ways. We should take a moment.
Good idea. Think you'll be all right?
You mean the one said...
In that case, she's all yours.
Everything okay, Shionne? You seem
Is something...
No.
You mean...
I am as pro... You too. Doesn't that...
Well, it is, but I can't...
I see.
Dohali.
Forgive me. Come back and...
We'll be going...
This must...
Let's just... They called it...
You mean...
That's right. Day in, the look... I thought things... Is it any... Sure, I survived. But with the...
Hey!
Is everyone about...
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis' infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Rena Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know. Hence my... In any case...
And you think that's...
Precisely. Whatever the ceremony... Then the Rena Alma hiding something of that worth...
It stands to reason we...
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign.
There's only one way to find out.
Shionne's right. Who knows?
All right. Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shionne and... Dohalim used to live, no less.
What in the world?
This being Renan territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different. But this is a bit more than I anticipated.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down...
But they wouldn't move around the places...
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much...
Dohalim?
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dahna participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dahna, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me...
They're with me. More important...
I'm really not sure. The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever. I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine.
So who's Faria?
Law?
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis...
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here.
We need more information.
While we're at it, we can ask them about...
And don't forget about
Let's leave the talking to Shionne.
Good idea. I think that...
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has...
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Dahnans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
What are we, dog?
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this is. Whatever did we do?
You really have no...
Would that I have. Alas, we have no choice, but I believed he was...
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mute, the Ilkaris house has produced a great many
Your good wishes do me an honor.
Your lordship! Oh, what a great... I descended to Dahna during the last crown contest also. I witnessed the deaths of...
Indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for...
All red, eh? No, I can't...
Yeah. What about down on...
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Is everything okay?
Oh, yes. I can't seem to find...
I was hoping to head this way myself.
I suppose I daren't stay here too long, though. I was hoping to...
You mean you know...
Lord Dohaline Ilkaris!
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you...
But of course. Please forgive. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different...
It's worth investigating. I shall go and assess the situation.
You'd really do that for me?
Our lot in life is of little consequence.
Oh, why yes.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information.
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to this...
You'd think that info would easily...
Not to this extent. Which would indicate...
Given everything that's happened to their city?
Yeah. That one guy even said his Zoogle had stopped...
Everything that happens here is attributed to the... Nothing happens devoid of a reason.
The Sovereigns? There is one thing I'm still...
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from...
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirt, that's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over.
The points you make are valid. Though I confess, I come to think of it. Shionne.
No.
Neither have I.
Hold up.
Assuming what I believe to be correct.
But what about trade and communication?
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on...
But I thought you said that the Sovereigns... What if something were to...
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this... But Sovereign is also the title given to...
Whoever wins the crown contest in... Thereafter. That, as for how Volron factors into...
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign. 300 years later, that's not the only thing we have in common.
Do you think Volron was made sovereign?
I can't say for sure.
But that would mean that 2 sovereigns would need to exist at any one... We never did see Volron's body back. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its...
Wait a second. You don't think the ceremony can't go forward with...
There's something else the ceremony needs.
Questions, and yet...
If the Forbidden Zone really is off limits...
Then it's decided.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she... Let's go find it!
With nobody left, I mean, there's...
But don't only Kirk...
Even if the...
I wonder also, now that I...
Well, yeah, to us...
If you'd ever...
And look...
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Indeed. The effects of Lenegis' transformation appear to be less pronounced here. Or...
Pardon me.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief,
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harrows changed so abruptly.
There's something I just don't get.
Doe?
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
is it true? What she...
Each of us have our...
Before,
The mistakes I made there were not my...
Did you mean what you said?
She has more right...
But you can't... just...
Wow, this place...
yeah, it must be.
You think?
Before I went down to Dahna, my Avakir,
Tarnigan.
he was once my dearest... Despite Faria's lower class, entranced by her playing, it was a time of...
A friendship based...
I suppose it's now...
I would have. Now, I think the... Besides,
Your praise doesn't... And even then, Tarnigan had fallen. But fate...
what happened?
Tarnigan was no match for me in combat, but he was desperate.
You mean he resorted to dirty
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing...
So instead you let her go.
Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
It goes both ways. You've helped... to me keep going more times than I can count.
Maybe. I still wanted to say thank you.
I see a medic and supply officer over there. If they know you're with me, they'll they'll likely offer their assistance.
Damn it! Lenegis soldiers!
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Oh! I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menancia. I command you.
Threat to the city must be erased.
No. Have they been brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got one.
Now! Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
None shall escape my
This one's all mine.
I'm ready!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
May 1,000 gales carry my sled into the town!
Eternal finish!
Do it! Into the wind! Air thrust!
Those soldiers seem different from the...
Yeah, they weren't big talk.
They weren't in the least bit fake.
Indeed. They seem... And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't...
Their glazed-over eyes
I've never seen...
Maybe someone doesn't want us here.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and...
Let's see what we've got.
Glacial spear! Here's evil!
Rising Phoenix!
Your reflexes will not serve you well here.
Mega ray! Not in your dreams!
Destruction!
You're not!
Shattering the pieces!
Magic is there!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! Tumbling to me!
Double Demon! Azure Storm! Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Now! Mega ray!
Azure Storm!
Raging storm!
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
We seem to have come across something a little unusual.
This won't be easy. Don't be such a pessimist.
You can do long fight! Now
Take
learn! Demon Fang! Double Demon
This
Fang!
one's mine. They really don't give up, do they?
I'm ready! You got
Raging
Luna Sword!
Not on my watch.
I'm ready!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Step back! This one's all law!
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Is some... Someone making them stand guard over the Forbidden Zone?
Gotta break through!
Fires of passion coursing this
Here I come! Burn! I owe you one! Dragon
Healing
Form!
fall into thine own
It's time to cross blade! Demon Fang!
Lightning
Double
orb!
Demon Fang!
Dance in the wind! In here!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Demon Fang! Double Demon
That'll
Fang!
bring you down! Here
Demon
goes!
Fang! Double
Not
Demon
on my
Fang!
watch!
I can carve through
None shall escape my judgment! Lightning orb! Raging
We can
cannon!
do it! Sword Rain Alpha!
Ready now! Break the stockpile!
Denied!
Magic is there!
Orochi's Fury!
Raging Luna Storm! Down here!
This one's all mine! Elusive deity! This should do it!
Dragon form! Please now!
Burn! Raging Luna Storm!
Out of ammo!
Swallow blade! Sword Rain Alpha! Ready and left! Armor will save you! I'm ready! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Dahnan. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dahna. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you. Not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shionne.
It was Naori. Naori Imeris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shionne. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Dahnan astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dahna's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shionne, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dahna from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dahna or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when—
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What? I've never known Faria to control poodles like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master sword?
What the? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Dougal, then we get some answers.
Go for the weak point! I'm ready! My action! Lightning to death! Thunder! Where are you going?
Benediction light.
Lightning! Death! May 1,000 gales carry you to
Another
triumph!
incantation
Lightning
ruined.
to death! Thunderblade! Ray!
Eternal devastation!
Terminate fire!
What in the world?
Dohalim!
I'm alright. Still standing. This is some punishment.
Stay away from my friend! Swallow blade!
Thanks so much! I'll be saving you from death. May 1,000 gales
I'll
carry
stop
you
it,
to
Charge!
triumph! Thanks, Kisara! I'm ready!
Blast the shot!
Can you take it? Air thrust! A
Swallow blade!
Heal! Raging storm! Razor cyclone! Graviton field!
Wind!
It's weakened!
This ends now! You're on!
May a
Dragon
1,000 gales carry you to shreds! Guardian nail!
Can you take it?
Magna ray!
Mercy, take
Double
that!
demon fang!
Very circle!
I'm being interrupted.
Do it!
Look sharp!
Lightning tiger blade!
Glacial
Rising Wyvern! You picked the wrong fight!
Where are you going?
No further!
Confiscated!
Armor won't save you! Crescent flash!
Cyan is one has been swallowed!
Take this! Sonic thrust! Air pressure!
It's about to strike!
Raining flash! Look sharp, everyone!
Thunder field! Great cascade! In here!
Yours to be let free!
Sorry to trouble.
Raging storm! Long flight! Hailing circle! Here goes!
I owe you one.
Raging cascade!
Mercy!
I'm all stopped up! Magna field! More for the stockpile!
Azure Storm! Demon Fang! Eternal devastation!
I'm all stocked up!
One final push!
Let's finish this off!
I'll do my best not to disappoint.
Double the flame inside me! Yours to be let free!
Here's evil!
There!
Freeze lantern!
Can't move!
I couldn't make it in time.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Can't be resuscitation! Can't be
Sword Blade Alpha! Raining flash! It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out!
So you clamor for my true power?
More for the stockpile!
Burn in hell!
Annihilate! I never miss!
Heal! Can't get out of
Where
this!
that came from?
Sword Blade Alpha!
Armor won't save you!
Not in your dreams!
Tempest!
Magna
This
ray!
should do it!
Benediction light.
Demon Fang!
I'm ready! In the wind! Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Now it's just her! Varia, can you hear me? Varia!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shionne, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnagin, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already past, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past.
Only fix.
That's right.
Don't forget
Shionne.
Huh?
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her as well. I'm most grateful.
Oh, shucks. We're on the same team, right? Let's move on. What is it, Rinwell?
Yeah, it's that voice.
The will of Dahna's astral.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing so complete and dominating that there aren't even words to describe it. The end of time.
So...
That's right.
that power flowing...
Finally, we begin to understand what the thorns are.
Yes, and their source. A ceremony that occurred 3 centuries ago.
But we still don't know how to get rid of them. I just hope we can find a way. Soon, we might very well learn the truth, but I have to be ready to face anything. I'm determined to save Shionne. Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out. This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead. Well?
These are experiment records, by the looks of a composite being capable of controlling the creation of a governing central code name Sovereign.
Sovereign?
Wait, there's more. Research into utilize that must be the Master Core. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere.
About the Lords? Why would they be on...
Think about it. The Lord's crest, not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected. In other words, it may be that all Renans...
What about the Sovereign?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines.
What is it? Did you...
It's a list of names. With the type, it's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait. I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns. neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that. Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dahna. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Alphen. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... if I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen. That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me. Made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you would lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dahna's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power.
lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dahna. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse on to my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just... Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Dahnan voice speaking through her?
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shionne, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a maiden and sovereign. Now all we need is the Renaissance, and we'll finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shionne.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renaissance.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shionne at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shionne. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shionne. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony and Naori's attempt to stop oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself, and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead, and it's for my sake, so I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in the machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dahna.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dahna's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
the true rulers of Rena!
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand. Not today!
Elusive deity! I'm
Take it! Pile driver! Rena!
I'll blind you with the stuff! Raging storm! Here's evil! Puddle! Raging Luna storm! In here!
Where are you going?
Demon shatter!
Begin!
Take my
won't
save you! Art sealed! Not in your dreams!
Ready to go!
Orochi
Elusive
Fury!
deity! Reload!
Double D4!
Demon flame! Reload!
Slap lift up!
Resonate
with the
Shotgun strike!
Hear me! Flame of fury! Burning!
Glacial Spear!
Lancer! In here! I'll be
Double
saving
demon fang!
Stay with darkness! If it's in the sky, it's mine!
You picked the wrong fight!
Take this!
Divine! I never miss! I can do this all day!
Now you see what I can do!
Deny!
This should do it!
None shall escape Raging Cascade!
Dragon Swarm!
Rotating fire!
Raging Storm!
Sonic Thrust! This one's all mine!
Lightning Condemned! I'm out of air!
Sword Lane out!
Gemini Onward!
Try harder!
Lightning
Lightning
Orb!
Thrust!
Lightning Condemned! Thunderblade!
No arts are being interrupted.
This should do it! Rising Wyvern!
Here's the evil!
Can you take it?
Hurrah! Dragon
Crescent flash!
Sonic Thrust! Rising Wyvern!
Ready and raring! They could be a
Here's the
visceral
Raging Cascade!
Huh? You picked the wrong fight!
Lightning! Burning!
Glacial Spear!
Here's evil!
Denied!
Freeze Lancer!
Forgive me.
You paid for that! Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang! This should do it!
Magic is air thrust! Here,
Blast it! Double Demon Fang!
Lightning Orb! Lightning Condemned!
Everlasting
Thunderblade!
darkness! Negative
Here
gate!
goes! Not on my watch!
Rising Wyvern!
Here's the evil!
Sorry,
Lightning
cousin.
Orb!
Anything in armor is all mine! Armor won't save you!
Burn in hell!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
No further!
Wind!
Here's a healing orb!
Leave the target to me! Resonate with the earth!
Far enough!
Stalagmite!
Will this help?
Rising Wyvern!
Here's their shield!
I'm grateful.
Raging Cascade!
Elusive deity!
Try harder! Pierce through! Rising Wyvern! Dueling! In an instant! Impact block!
Bestow thy
Pierce!
mystic mercy!
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much.
So you know this place?
Naturally. It was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me?
You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alphen, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dahna, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dahna. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Dahnan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Volron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a
slave from Dahna. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renan and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renan and Dahnan are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alma!
It's too late. You can't stay here.
We need to go. Alphen!
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Are you two okay?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Is Volron... have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What, those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renaissance. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renaissance in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dahna. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually... be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Dahnans.
Yeah, and not in a good way like with us.
Your dreams.
Anything in armor is all right!
I'm going in!
Now you run!
I'm ready!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Glacial spear.
Here I come!
You're mine!
Right on! You're mine! Rising warrior! This armor is too strong!
Then I'll split it open!
Be my guest!
Escape my judgment!
Orochi
That'll
too
bring you
fast!
down!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Azure
Radiant
Storm!
Flight! Here! Lightning
Double Demon Bat!
Thunderblade!
Any injuries?
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnagin, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegis is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd—
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegis from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegis right now?
Lenegis wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord, and the only one left is... Ah, very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city.
Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your... Your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
Yes, yeah.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible. A change in position can do much to alter one's perspective.
So even he might have had something he wanted to protect.
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just didn't.
You can say that again. And
That can wait for now. We've got more than
Yeah. Which is...
all the answers we've been looking for.
Damn! Our course has been altered.
what's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting.
That's bad.
Quite bad.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone!
Flower.
But that flower looks like it's a...
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that.
If that's true, do you...
Damn it! Haven't they...
A flower of oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back.
Unfortunately, yes. Even more.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines.
So what? We're just...
I don't believe this. We're watching Dahna die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and stop.
Look, calm down.
Right.
It's still too early.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it...
No, this is different. Something is...
We managed to get moving, but...
It looks like Lenegis and...
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those...
Perhaps. Someone brought us...
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile.
Hey, Shionne!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship.
I still can't get over what we saw.
Yeah.
I've only ever...
Still, though, beats me.
Rena, but to think...
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that? It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
It doesn't look like it can move. Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
VIểrt 35.
VIểrt 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh goody, more riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil. The Red Women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Helganquil?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's Great Spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dahna from this position.
A question. What is this Great Spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The great astral spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
A voice? Just like Dahna.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it, without question, throughout the ages.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this Great Spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dahna? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dahna back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegis. If Dahna has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dahna has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dahna this whole time, just like these things.
Dahna's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what VIωρίeć 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dahna's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dahna is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's Great Spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dahna's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegis are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy, and the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dahna.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dahna?
Indeed, and it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dahna's astral energy would have been seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renasalma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dahna.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dahna.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, VIωρίeć 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dahna's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
You can't seriously be buying anything.
To be honest,
At the very least, that being said,